keeping his left ankle wrapped in heat whenever he's on the sideline. So far, though, Sam, it's not stopping his action.
Thanks, Jen. That's George Kittle, the tight end. A lot of motion in the offense of the 49ers and the rollout by Hoyer, and he found Kittle.
Alrighty, so Hoyer on first down. Good protection. Wide open is Kittle. And he has a first down up to the 38-yard line. And they're going to throw it. And that's Kittle. How about the call there by Shanahan to have the guts to put it up 4th and a yard, and Hoyer beautifully lofts it in there to the rookie Kittle. Here they come. It is Kittle, and did he get to the end zone? He got in there for a touchdown.
It's a great job by Trent Taylor.
Let's see if that can become a little bit contagious throughout this offense. Nice catch by Marquise Goodwin.
Middle of the field is open for a first down to the 25. George Kittle, the tight end who had a drop a moment ago, hangs on here.
And he's trying to carry that over in the quarterback position, albeit in probably a little bit quieter fashion.
He said, I wanted to be just like them. 2nd and 5. What a catch by Kittle. George Kittle.
Need to get to the 30 for a first down. Peppered open is Kittle, and he fights to get the first down and got it.
He's passing for the 2nd straight game. Going back to the air on first down and connects with Kittle. Kittle down the sideline and knocked out of bounds inside the 15.
The receivers, you give the ball back to the official, gets it quickly as possible.
Garoppolo over the middle, wide open. It's Kittle, the tight end, all the way to the 45.
Somebody needs to step up and slow this 49er offense down.
They go no huddle here. Play fake. Garoppolo checks it down to a wide open Kittle. Room to run. Kittle inside the 20. Another first down to Sean Gibson on the tackle. Garoppolo, quick pass, caught by Kittle. He dives, and he's in. Touchdown, 49ers.
Their first career starts. Out of an empty set on 3rd down. Garoppolo's first throw is a big one. And George Kittle into the open field. The rookie tight end to the 15 and a 44-yard 3rd down pickup. 4-year starter, Tony Romo's alma mater. Starts his drive by scanning the field and finding an open George Kittle in the zone. And he breaks out of a tackle and runs inside the 25. With his rookie tight end really coming on late this season for the 49ers.
1st and 10. Pressure comes. Garoppolo dumps it off, and he's got the tight end Kittle wide open. And a good run for Kittle. And boy, do they need that just to settle things down. Guards today. So they move the rookie McGlinchey from tackle to guard. They're working hurt here. Garoppolo, a lot of time over the middle. Wide open. Kittle makes that play. Inside the 40, inside the 30. Tell you one thing. Jimmy Garoppolo isn't shy.
Garoppolo's been sacked twice already. And this time he finds his tight end, George Kittle, a first down to the 30. And we throw it down state to Garoppolo.
Die Defense der Chiefs steht tief. Garoppolo hat Zeit. Bringt den Pass zu Kittle, zu seinem Tight End. Und der müsste doch auch vor dem First Down getackelt werden. Aber der schiebt sich noch nach vorne, weil keiner richtig zupackt. Es ist einfach ein Phänomen, dass der Junge so viele unterschiedliche Spieler bedient. Und das macht es natürlich für die Defense schwer. Und das Kittle ist der Tight End Kittle.
That fake to Goodwin slows everybody down just a tad.
Able to get it away to Kittle, wide open and lots of running room. And he bangs his way inside the 10. Love that running from George Kittle. Blitz coming. Garoppolo gets it away and hits Kittle. 2-point conversion to try to draw within 11. Fake it, inside pitch to Kittle, and he will get in for the 2-point try conversion.
Beathard throwing on second down. Wide open is Kittle. Kittle into Chargers territory. Kittle, does he have the speed to get there? Kittle at the 10, 5, touchdown! What a play! 82 yards!
Against the 49ers. Second down and now 15. And they go to Kittle with the short pass. Kittle trying to do the rest himself. Has a first down. And Kittle still on his feet gets knocked out of bounds.
From New York on CBS. Morris in the backfield. Good blocker. Good throw. Caught by Kittle. He's got room to roam. Rich told you about his yards after catch. 3 timeouts apiece after a 35-yard catch and run by the tight end. Beathard on first and 10. He goes to Kittle again. His dad played some college football at Oklahoma. Look at that run downfield. 3rd and goal at the 10. Good time for Beathard. And caught by Kittle at the 1. He had a couple there, including Nickel Roby-Coleman.
Designed quickly right now. From the 25. And the pass up the middle, and wide open is George Kittle.
They say his teammates absolutely love this guy.
Play action here. Mullins finds the tight end Kittle. Kittle with blocking takes it down inside the 15 with a first down. 2nd down and 12. Mullins passes. What a catch by Kittle. A one-handed grab. Foot race. Down near the 5.
It certainly has been his night when you're coming up with plays like that.
Play action. Wide open. Kittle. Touchdown.
It's his first turnover in his NFL career.
2nd and 8. Wide open is Kittle.
And this is what we've seen time and time again.
Can't imagine Kyle Shanahan was pleased with that decision.
1:06 remains, a 3rd and 5 for young Nick Mullins to the outside, and he gets it to Kittle. As you saw, Landon Collins breaking on that ball.
Ahí está Kittle en movimiento. Mullins va hacia el lado derecho. Aguanta, va con el pase largo. Tiene al hombre completo, justo con el que estaba en movimiento que les decía. Kittle aparece desmarcado y tiene el 1º y 10 y mucho más.
Tiene que ir con la mejor opción y el mejor receptor.
61 yards rushing, 73 yards receiving in the loss last week against Seattle. Mullins with time, deep shot, wide open is Kittle. Kittle inside the 30 and down around the 22-yard line. A 31-yard pickup. A sack and a half to tie Simon Fletcher for the most in franchise history. 2nd and 6. Mullins pump fakes, now completes it, and here goes Kittle again. Kittle off to the races, still going. Kittle tripped up inside the 15-yard line.
Stop them, a 3 and out, get the ball back, get your offense finally rolling.
Mullins looking to throw. There's Kittle wide open. Kittle in Denver territory. Kittle is gonna go! Touchdown! 85 yards! Somebody's got to cover George Kittle. Mullins over the middle, caught. Guess who? George Kittle again in that catch. Mullins. Kittle again! Is somebody going to cover this guy? He's over 200 yards receiving.
And back the other way to Kittle with lots of green in front of him. Cross the 20 up to the 27-yard line.
That's production. Of course, the blocked field goal last week against the Vikings was a big play.
They're going to throw it on 3rd down and a foot. And they finally connect with Kittle. And one thing about Kittle, only Christian McCaffrey. At the University of Iowa, they had tried to talk Kittle into moving over to defense. All day to throw, and now down the middle of the field, and the reception is made by Kittle inside the 40-yard line. And I think we have an injured Bear on the play.
Bottom lining right up over him.
Nearly getting there. And that catch is made by Kittle leaping into the air. The 49ers inside the 20-yard line. Making one way, come back the other way. He just does get it away to Kittle inside the 10. And Kittle inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. So Wilson, of course, the first quarterback in NFL history to have winning seasons in each of his first 7 years in the league. Kittle's on his way to the Pro Bowl. And he's inside the 30 to the 29 for a first down. 11-11 to go.
Line scrimmage.
He's in the slot right there. And they're looking for it. And he's going to break the all-time record. Kittle inside the 30, the 20. What an unbelievable year for George Kittle. Has just shattered the single-season record for receiving yards by a tight end. How about that?
6-2 record as a starter with the Niners. 8-2 overall dating back to his years in New England. Garoppolo on second down, complete. It's George Kittle, who had a terrific season last year, picks up a first down to the Bucs 13. Moore getting the start today for the injured Jimmy Ward. And they've both come up with some big plays for San Francisco. Kittle makes the catch, able to avoid the first tackle, and takes it out close to the first down marker, just shot.
You know, Kyle Shanahan, even his father Mike, who was an offensive coordinator for the Niners in the early 90s. You can go back and look at a lot of that stuff, and they come back the other way to Kittle. He breaks one tackle, stiffs arms, a couple of more, and all the way to the 45-yard line.
Un monstruo de tres cabezas. Eso con la lesión de Tevin Coleman. Utilizan a Breida, a Mostert y también a Wilson.
El pase que es completo. Qué forma de bajarlo cruzando la yarda 40. Aparece el ala cerrada.
2nd and 4, and look at this. George Kittle, the tight end, coming around with the carry, and he is something when he gets that stride going. 2nd and 9, 4-man rush. Score it, Kittle. 3rd and 5, pressure on the left side, quickly to Kittle. Met, spins free, and does it again. Clobbering and running over defenders. TJ Carey couldn't contain him, and it's another first down by way of George Kittle.
After the timeout by the 49ers, here is Garoppolo throwing, and wide open downfield is George Kittle. Kittle with a straight arm, still on his feet, and Kittle winds up right around the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
Coleman drops to the bottom of your screen as a receiver. Garoppolo, middle of the field. Kittle reaching up and hauling it in for a first down at the 45 of Washington.
Garoppolo's quick toss, and it's going to be deflected and caught. George Kittle makes the catch, and it's going to be a first down, and Bradbury had his hand on it first. 2nd down and 8 from the 38. Garoppolo hit, gets rid of the defender, and the pass is going to be caught by Kittle, and a flag is down at the 40-yard line. George Kittle putting on a show on Tight End Appreciation Day. 2nd down and 4. Mostert in the game for protection, and the pass wide open is Kittle trying to get away from Trey Boston. He tried like heck.
15 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass is caught. Kittle breaks one tackle. Another. Wow, what a touchdown for George Kittle. He went through Deontay Thompson and then Buda Baker, and Kittle was not going to be denied. From the 25, play action, Kittle. The catch, the run, the tackle. Out across the 45 by Jalen Thompson with the stop.
The 39-yard line.
Rolling left, eyes downfield, great protection, wide open. George Kittle inside the 10. Touchdown San Francisco. Whoa, baby. That's 61 yards.
Later in the day, they had a pass interference, led to, oh, what a catch over the middle. It led to a field goal as Kittle. That was something else. On the fake to Moser. Got Kittle, makes the catch, diving for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Garoppolo fires. It is caught. Still on his feet is Kittle with a big play and the stiff arm. George Kittle. Flags flying. He's down to the 30.
In a different way against this Atlanta team. They've won in a lot of ways this year. Trying to get victory number 12. Garoppolo rolling and throwing to Kittle. A lot of room for Kittle to run. And shoving his way near midfield.
The whole offense has not done much against this Rams defense. 4 sacks in the last 3 possessions. Here he's got a lot of time. And he's got an open receiver. It's George Kittle. Kittle is open, breaks a tackle across the 40. And giving this 49ers offense a little juice, and the crowd comes to life. On 3rd and goal. Pressure. Garoppolo. Looking. Firing. It is caught. Touchdown. George Kittle.
Garoppolo under pressure, and that is a fabulous catch by George Kittle. And what else is new? He's been doing this all season long. 1st and 15. Good protection, fired, caught, Kittle over the middle to the 15-yard line. He goes for a first down.
Sounds like a typo, doesn't it?
It does. But tonight, 1 of 3 for 9 yards, and here he goes with the pass to Kittle. Rodney's with him. Kittle busting tackles as he always does. He takes it out to the 43-yard line. He is back if missing a couple of plays. Fake here, and then the pass to the outside. Kittle does a spin around. Look at how tough he is to bring down. And that is Kittle. I mean, when you think about it, as a flag comes in at the end, Niners want a face mask.
So they went to predominantly a man-to-man team. They got Darius Slay, and so far it's been good.
And that was Jim Shores who designed it, going deep downfield and open. And that is Kittle making the catch to the 15-yard line. 3rd and goal. Fire to the end zone, caught! Touchdown, Kittle. Man, oh man, the guy missed 2 games. He's back tonight with a vengeance. 9 catches, 100. 2nd and 9. A lot of window dressing that play. A wobbly pass, but it's caught by who else? Kittle. Got position on Kayvon Wallace. Bourne started to come to the left side. They sent him with a no back to the right. Pass is caught over the middle. Kittle fights his way to the 40-yard line. 60 yards away.
Whether they're throwing the ball to the runners or not.
So far, so good on the opening drive. Off the play fake. Kittle makes the catch. Has a lot of room inside the 10 and sets up a 1st and goal. And they do. And the pass is caught, and on the run, it's Kittle off to the races for the touchdown. Brandon Staley calls for the blitz and gets burned on a 44-yard 4th down pass for the touchdown.
Even with good offense and defense, the Patriots would usually knock them out.
Yeah, they were still going to be there waiting for you. There's a good pass by Garoppolo, and Kittle has the catch.
On a 3rd and 5 now, the floater. Kittle hangs on. 2 Seahawks all over him, draping him, but he's got the grab.
DeAndre Hopkins is 4th with 26. Beathard on the move and completes it. There he is, George Kittle. Welcome back into Arizona territory and down at the 36-yard line. San Francisco has 156 yards rushing. They average 112 per game. Kittle is out there. Beathard looking his way. He's open. Kittle at the 20 and down at the 18. The Cowage teammates connecting.
Well deserved. 49ers start in Seahawks territory. And this catch is made by Kittle. Somehow able to come down with it.
Fake the toss. Here's that little short completion. George Kittle trying to turn it into a long completion. And Kittle fights his way down to the 16-yard line of Detroit. From the 19-yard line, first down. Garoppolo off the play action. Finds Kittle at the 35. Kittle with a stiff arm. Throwing the right hand. And Kittle into Lions territory. Down to the 46-yard line.
With a vicious stiff.
Middle of the field, that's where they've had success so far.
There he goes. Does again. Kittle trying to break free. Kittle is inside the 40 to the 35-yard line.
Imperative they score. Remember, they got a timeout, so Jimmy G can let this ball fly anywhere.
Second and goal.
Got him.
Garoppolo directing traffic. It's Kittle. Plucks it out of the air. San Francisco touchdown. Samuel in motion. Garoppolo looking deep, looking for Kittle. Kittle making the adjustment, and he makes the catch. Jalen Thompson on the coverage. Sanu in motion. Garoppolo looking over the middle. Oh, a one-handed juggling catch by George Kittle. Down to the 21-yard line. Jalen Thompson on the stop. A 15-yard pickup.
Need the 2 for a first down. Garoppolo lofts one, end zone caught, touchdown! George Kittle, and the 49ers strike first.
Garoppolo fires into the end zone, and that's a touchdown, 49ers. George Kittle.
Now trying to cash in the Niners from the 24, first and 10. Garoppolo, look at the time. And to the end zone, caught! It's a touchdown! Grabbed by George Kittle. A 24-yard strike over Reed for 6. Third down 2. Fake to Mitchell. Here goes Kittle. He's looking for a block, and he got it from Jennings, and look at him take it down deep.
They're 4 up, 5 up, sometimes 6. So we see a lot more in the passing game from San Fran.
Second and 6. Here they go. Kittle is on the move. Oh, and he broke the tackle. Kiss him goodbye. If he didn't step out of bounds, he's in. 48-yard touchdown, catch and run.
Boy, that could have been huge, especially if San Francisco can capitalize here before halftime.
Garoppolo, all kinds of time, and now throws this side of the field. The catch is made by Kittle. Touchdown. Now they're talking it over on the near side of the field. One official has ruled touchdown.
And that has to be what Ayuk develops into.
Garoppolo over the middle, and he's got Kittle. Kittle inside the 10 to the 8. It'll be first and goal. Garoppolo. Oh, what a catch by Kittle! George Kittle with the catch inside the 30. Running out of time on the play clock. You've got blitz coming off the right side. Garoppolo up the middle. He's got his man, and that is Kittle once again.
Even though it's been a bad start, you still have to feel good about the way your defense responded.
Garoppolo on first and 10 goes outside Kittle. He got a good block on the play by Ayuk, and he's on the roof up to the 35 and hit by Aluakon. And Wilson in the backfield. Ayuk on the move. Good time. And downfield he goes. Kittle on the fly. Rocketing one downfield to about the 17 is Garoppolo. 28-yard pickup.
but just been a couple big passing plays down the field that you've been able to get loose.
Here's a big play for the Houston defense. That pass over the middle, and it is caught by Kittle. He was interfered with, made an outstanding catch anyway.
2nd and 10. Pass to Kittle. Wow, what a catch. Was he in bounds?
But there's no doubt you're going to have to get a play somewhere along the line.
He throws to Kittle. There's a play. 1st down inside the 30. Good throw, good catch. 2nd and 11. Garoppolo, end zone. Kittle. Touchdown, 49ers.
Always around the ball.
No Jeremy Chin, he's on IR. No Xavier Woods today. Garoppolo lofts it up. Hauled in. George Kittle has got a 1st down.
It takes on the pressure off of number 19, Deebo Samuel.
3rd and 7. Brindle snaps it. Garoppolo hangs in there. On time. George Kittle with a contested catch and a 1st down for San Francisco. It's a 3rd down and 1 with Samuel in motion. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be close for Jeff Wilson. Ball came out. Oh, it's picked up by Terrell. And it is touchdown. A scoop and score. A.J. Terrell. And it was poked out by Troy Anderson.
118!
Garoppolo over the middle. Kittle's wide open into Chiefs territory and down to the 45. One sliver of sunshine. I don't know if that got in his eyes. 3rd and 10. Garoppolo going end zone. Caught for the touchdown. Kittle. Four-man rush. Garoppolo right over the middle. It's Kittle, who's wide open and puts the shoulder down and grinds his way down to the 35, right over Taylor Rapp. Garoppolo rolling, looking, throwing, caught for the touchdown, George Kittle. Third down and 3. Garoppolo will float it. He's got Kittle. And Kittle is gone for the touchdown. And there is a physical nature to this 49er team on both sides of the ball that stands out. Here's Kittle. George Kittle. Touchdown 49ers.
Fake toss, 2 fake tosses, and then to Kittle over the middle. Touchdown, San Francisco. He faked it to McLeod, he faked it to McCaffrey, and then hits Kittle over the middle. Purdy, great protection, and wide open is Kittle. Roaming free. Diggs can't take him down. Nobody else can, and it's a touchdown. 54 yards.
3rd down and 7. Williams the block at the left tackle, and downfield they go. Kittle on the fly. 1st down inside the 25.
Defensive line switched to Jeff Sgadina as the defensive line coach. He's done an outstanding job with that group up front.
Good point. 3rd and 4. Bunskill a block, going deep. Purdy's got him! Touchdown! Kittle and the lead. A 34-yard laser.
Trailing by 7, going for it, but that's why they call him Riverboat Ron. He's going to make those decisions, and and believe in it.
Second down 9, the fake and the fire. It's Kittle getting a block downfield, and a good one it was by Jennings. He's in again! He cannot be stopped! 33-yard catch-and-run touchdown! George Kittle has scored for the 4th time in 2 games. Purdy. Time, throw, caught, Kittle, 1 roll. He got the first down. He did not get the touchdown, but Kittle has come up big again.
3rd and goal, empty backfield.
See if we get that chip again.
Purdy spins out of the pocket. Throwing back of the end zone. It's caught. And the toe tap by George Kittle gives the 49ers the lead.
No way.
Second and goal. Purdy, end zone throw. Oh, a fingertip catch. George Kittle has a 49er touchdown. See if Mason gets his chance. Fake to him. Purdy throws, end zone catch. He holds on, and that is another George Kittle touchdown. He had 5 touchdowns against Arizona in the last 2 games.
And Ayuk and McCaffrey, I mean, you've got to find a way to keep everybody happy.
Deep drop for Purdy. He's given all day. Lets it fly for George Kittle. They found a soft spot in that defense a few times today. This time for 23 yards. It's a throw. It is George Kittle, and they got it. Size advantage at Kittle at 6'4", 250 on the 6-foot Mike Jackson. Brock Purdy's feeling it again.
Ahead of the chains for that play-action passing game.
Purdy on the fake, fires, and it's a perfect throw to Kittle down the seam, and a first down, San Francisco.
Well, right on cue.
Well, it is going to take one play. Purdy, a lot of room now. Odin up over the middle. Oh, what a catch by Kittle. Are you kidding? George Kittle. Pressure coming. Johnson lets one fly. He's got a completion, and there is Kittle. Makes the catch, and a first down for the 49ers.
Out of the shotgun. Play action. Kittle. First down, San Francisco. George Kittle, who is questionable really all week.
All kinds of motion. Kittle comes to the wing on the left. Low snap. No problem for Purdy. Throws. And the catch is made by George Kittle. Pass caught by Kittle. Stiff arm, stays in bounds. Turns it into a big, big gain. Stiff arm McKinney right out of the play.
From the 19, 5 to the pattern for Purdy, who escapes and fires end zone. Touchdown, Kittle!
Lost control of their body, not him. Jumped up and made the sack.
After razzle-dazzle, Purdy coming out, Kittle in empty space. Kittle, number 2, touchdown San Francisco.
Basically eliminate them as pass rushers as well.
3rd and 2, Purdy got a block, goes end zone, hat trick. Kittle's first 3-touchdown game of his NFL career. Purdy, Kittle, catch at the 41. Kittle's starting to get more involved here in the second half. 18 yards from Brock Purdy.
I'm hearing that little tweet. I didn't know if it was or not, Jim. It was a little faint for me.
Down the field. What a play to Kittle at the 40-yard line.
But all of a sudden, boom, that picks up, and then Purdy's 3 interceptions the last 2 weeks.
2nd and 18 down the field. Oh, that was threaded. There's Kittle all the way to the 50. The other issue, of course, no Samuel last week. No Trent Williams again this week.
100%. There's so many cool stories. Another play action. Well done.
3 straight, Tony, and it goes to Kittle. Kittle going down the sideline. And now they got some energy on this series off these 3 play action passes.
Purdy floats it for George Kittle. Wide open again. Kittle rumbles inside the 15.
We've got to just get him on the ground.
Second down and short here. Purdy has one-on-one. George Kittle, goodbye! Heave-ho and a touchdown! Second down and 9. Only a 3-man rush. Purdy finds Kittle. Even with 8 in coverage, he's got a man open, and Kittle hangs on despite the hit from Cisco.
As a group, we cannot ever allow that type of performance to happen again.
On the bootleg, Kittle's wide open in the flats. George Kittle's got a first down. Out to the 20. Second and goal. Purdy out of the shotgun. They'll look to throw it. Back of the end zone. Kittle's wide open. Touchdown 49ers.
Starting to pick it up on this drive. On first down to throw it again. He's got time. Gets it out to Kittle. Nobody there. George Kittle, room to roll. Inside the 20, and Kittle barrels down to the 10. Purdy. Fake. Has a man wide open. It's caught. Kittle. Penalty flag. Kittle on the way to the end zone. It's a touchdown. But let's see what the penalty is.
Yeah, I don't think the penalty's going to matter. I think Julian Love, the safety, came up and knew he was beat.
So it's third down and 7. Purdy. Far side. Kittle is wide open for a first down and more. Shoulder down. Down to the 40.
Third down and 2. Purdy steps up. Purdy lofts it. It's caught on the juggle by Kittle. First and goal inside the 10. Third and long for the 49ers. First possession of the second half. McCaffrey in motion. Purdy. Hot read. Gets rid of it. Kittle. First down. Kittle still going. Brought down. Buda Baker.
Across from Kittle on third down and 7. Purdy. Kittle. First down plus. There he goes. Kittle getting a block. And down inside the 30. Williams missed a tackle and good blocking from Ayuk downfield.
Come playoff time, I'm not letting defenses dictate my play call from their coverage look.
Third down. Blitz is coming. Purdy has it blocked. Floating one downfield for Kittle. He's got it. Touchdown, San Francisco. Purdy. Pressure coming. Stands in, delivers. It's Kittle. He's got a first down. George Kittle breaks the tackle into Packers territory. Shoulder down and across the 40. They needed a big play, and George Kittle gave it to him. Second down. There's Purdy. Looking, throwing deep down the side. George Kittle in stride. He's got a big first down to the 30. His second catch